You've worked hard since you arrived in the city, gained loads of experience, developed your skills. Everywhere you look, you see something you helped build. But now, you're looking to the future. And maybe you're thinking about where you come from. In Ireland, we need planners, carpenters, plumbers, roofers, engineers, architects, site managers, and more. We need you, with all your skills and knowledge, to help us build thousands of homes. You've built the world. Now come back and build the home that built you. For more information, visit gov.ie/Building Ireland. Brought to you by the Government of Ireland.
Mark Megan's Weekly Roast. Proudly supported by Cialis for Men. Erectile dysfunction? It's nothing to be ashamed of. Have a quick, discreet chat with your pharmacist about Cialis for Men. 10mg film-coated tablets, which contains tadalafil. Now available without prescription in pharmacies nationwide. Find out more at www.cialisformen.ie. To be taken at least 30 minutes prior to anticipated sexual activity. Always read the label. GoLoud.
Back to the Weekly Roast. How's it going, guys? How the hell are you? How are your hearts? And of course, how are your heads? Guys, Mark Megan's Weekly Roast is proudly brought to you by Cialis for Men, helping you get and keep an erection whenever you need it. Yours, by the way. I'm so happy to be working... Did I say I am weird there?
No.
Okay. I am so weird. I mean, damn. I am... We're leaving all of this in. I am so happy to be working with the brand that will help men, not just with their erections, but in realising that there is nothing... He needs to clear his throat again. Mark Megan's Weekly Roast is proudly brought to you by Cialis for Men, helping you get and keep an erection, yours by the way, whenever you need it. I am so happy to be working with the brand that will help men, not just with their erections, but in realising that there is nothing to be embarrassed about. Nearly 3 in 10 males have experienced ED, but only 1 in 4 are comfortable discussing it. Let's change that. Cialis for Men is now available without prescription from pharmacies nationwide. That's nationwide. All it takes is a quick chat with your pharmacist and you're off to the races. To be taken at least 30 minutes prior to anticipated sexual activity. Contains tadalafil. Always read the label. Dublin. No?
Keep going.
Dublin. I wear your legs like a scarf. Dublin. I drink in your scent from your nape to your arse. On Merrion Square, I stare and I swear. It's too early for porter, but oh, I must dare. I wonder and wander and wait till it's noon. Then into O'Donoghue's to the back of the room. Options are plenty, but always for me, it's taking my chances at splitting the G. There's chatter and laughter and go away out of that. Sure, you're only a spoofer. The Dublin soundtrack. A cocktail of comedy, flirtations and crack. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm quitting comedy and I'm becoming
a running thing now, is it?
Dublin. Galway from Ayr Square. Galway, from the lapping waves of Salt Hill. I walk and I chill, the nature is a pill. It gives me everything, but most importantly, it makes me still. And I still wonder, can I sit still with the paper and the quill and think, who will? I've got the want, but do I have the will? Sorry, sir, do you have any change? Change? Change is all I've ever wanted, but we all stay the same. 7 BAFTAs, 3 Golden Globes, and a fucking Pulitzer. Garbage. Utter garbage. Tripe. The city I used to know. No, you didn't.
Nope.
Grew up in Earth Mines. Nevertheless,
You're 20.
You're 27. You own a sauna company. You made $1 million off ice baths last year. Welcome back to the Weekly Roast. How are we, my friends? The people I love the most. All of you that are listening, thank you so much for listening to the show. Every single week, I've got 2 announcements. As always, of course, I'm joined by the beloved, loving, kind, compassionate, hilarious friend, soon-to-be husband, Mystery Mick.
Hello, Mark. Great to see you.
How are we, Michael?
Very, very well. How are you?
Very sprightly today.
Yes.
I feel like I've managed to have the coffee at the right time.
Okay.
We'll see.
We're not at the end of a fast this week.
No, we're not. No, we're at the end of a gluttonous sort of like end of Ramadan-esque banquet. Nevertheless, 2 bits of good news. Would you like them?
Absolutely.
September, biggest listenership we've ever had.
Incredible.
Increased by 45% over the entire month from the record before.
That's absolutely wild.
The numbers, my friends, are genuinely terrifying. But I just want to say thank you so much to every single person who has listened to the show over the last few weeks, over the last few months, over the last 2 years. It is thanks to you that the show is growing and becoming what it can become. So really and truly, thank you so much. If you want to support the show and if you get a laugh from the podcast and if it lifts you away from your own reality for a moment, because that's what we're all after, really. You know, people talk about the podcast, being a great source of escapism for them. It is a phenomenal source of escapism for myself and Michael as well. Like, it's huge. So I do want to thank you. But if you want to show your gratitude, a very easy and cheap and free, by the way, entirely free way of doing that is just click follow or subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast. Just click follow. You'll get a new episode on your feed every single week, and it just really helps us with the sort of suits, the corporate people. So that would be great. Number 2, right?
Let's go.
I have, as of Friday evening, confirmed the biggest thing that has ever happened in my career.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
In writing, like it's happening.
So it's going ahead.
It is 100% going ahead.
God.
You are obviously a part of it.
Yes.
I have to tease it. I'm sorry, I'm doing the thing. I can't announce it.
That's fair.
It depends on when baby arrives, because I don't think I can announce pre-baby, post. We'll have to figure all that out. Yeah. But all I'll say is I am so enormously humbled in a true sense of the word, because if I just can't believe that this thing is actually going to be happening. So I want to thank everybody on a very sincere level. Absolutely. Because again, if it wasn't for the listeners, this wouldn't be happening. So more on that very, very soon. However, that's enough of the thank yous, enough of the sort of earnestness. Let's get into it.
Down to business.
Let's get into business. New parents. I'm about to become a parent.
Yeah, a group that you're part of right now.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
It's a gorgeous time.
Really?
Truly. It sort of makes sense. This is going to sound completely idiotic, but it makes sense that pregnancy lasts as long as it does. Obviously very easy for a man to say that, but like... Yeah. There is a journey on the pregnancy psychologically wherein I am a very different man today than I was 2 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago.
I could see that.
So it's remarkable. And at this point, like, we're effectively due, very soon. And it's just a lovely, lovely, warm time.
On a percentage level, like, how ready do you feel you are? Emotionally, like in every sense, how close are you to just being ready to go?
I do not attach myself to any predictions. Okay. I don't attach myself to any expectations or any sort of idea of what will be, because that's always going to lead me into trouble. That's if I think that's something, whether it's me, whether it's a situation, whether it's whatever, I'm done. I have no idea like what's to come, but I'm prepared to be completely, I'm prepared to submit and give myself over to whatever the experience brings. Yeah. What I will say I'm not prepared for is every single fucking activity or thing that I do or anything that I post on Instagram or anything that I do in real life is just now I will hear one person going, "It's all ahead of you." "Oh, it's all ahead of you." Stranger in a car park, "That's all ahead of you." Just put my shopping in the car. "That's all ahead of you now." Sorry, I'll continue to do shopping. Brilliant, Maura. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you're getting married.
Yeah.
And anytime you see anybody for about 6 months before you get married, "Not long now. Brilliant, yeah. We're getting married. Things are going to... Yeah, you understand the basic sort of transience of time.
You get time.
You understand time at a very rudimentary, capacity.
Yeah.
It's all ahead of you. I've just placed my foot on my pensioner's cheek and tried to drown her in a puddle outside the front door. It's all ahead of you. No, it's not. I've just tried to rob a post office. I've got a deceased grandparent over my shoulders and they're comatose and I'm withdrawing their, whatever it's called, their pension. Do you know what I mean? All ahead of you. It's not. It's behind me. She's behind me. Do you know what I mean? There's some nonsense that be, oh yeah, that's great training. The Punamis, brilliant. Punami is anytime you open your mouth and just garbage comes out.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Is there any aspect, like Punamis, for instance, that you're worried about or you think is going to be a challenge?
No. Well, sorry, everything's going to be a challenge. Yeah. But I suspect, much like when, I'm going to get killed for this, but much like when you have a dog that you love, the love transcends anything in between.
Yeah.
No more than in a relationship. You love the person so much that the stuff that they do, which drives you up the wall, like the way she talks, the way she looks at me.
I told you that in confidence, Mark.
No, I'm ready for it.
Okay, great.
But
you're going to smash it. The two of you will be brilliant.
Well, maybe after listening to these I might change my mind.
Yeah, maybe.
My friends, you're welcome back to the roast of mistakes made as new parents. If you are a new parent, if you're an old parent, if you have parents, if you don't, please listen and rejoice in the fact that maybe your life isn't as insane as you once thought it was. It's the roast of new parents. Let's go.
So I often covered my son in fake tan when breastfeeding. That was a regular occurrence for me and it just became the norm. I don't even know if I have pictures. I'm sure I have loads of pictures of it, but yeah, that was just a normal thing. So that's fine. Fun and games. Nobody comments on it. But then when they go to school, different things happen. So when he went to Montessori, my son said his friend wore the same cream as me. And I was like, wore the same cream as me? What is he talking about? Presuming it was something to do with washing powder or the way his friend smelt or whatever. I was like, ignored it for ages. Then one day I went in and he goes, look, he wears the same cream as you. And I was like, oh my God. So his friend is Indian and he thought his friend was wearing fake tan like me. So yeah, when they can talk, they're more trouble. When they're babies, they're fine. When they can talk, they get you in trouble. So yeah. The moral of the story is explain what fake tan is.
Good stuff. That's the end of that baby's political career. Never allowed in the Oris. Never going to happen. We won't see that baby in the doll.
Oh God!
You got your baby cancelled.
Yeah, they can never pursue any career in the public eye ever.
Like
there's just photos now, just waiting to ruin them.
Yes, literally. Those pictures will resurface when he's in university and he's running to be like the head of the Trinity Tribune and they're like, bingo, look at this. When he was in Little
4
Rascals.
months old, he should have known better.
You can't. Also, if the baby's old enough to talk, surely there would have been a moment in advance when like you'd be explaining to them about different people and different types of people.
Of course,
no?
Yeah.
Like... I'm treading carefully here.
Yeah, we're dancing a tightrope.
Let's keep going.
I'm very interested to know how much fake tan she was wearing. Because, like, surely it's a little shimmer, not like a full...
Okay, all right, Coco Brown.
I'll give over.
All right, Sue.
That's a fair...
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, sorry,
Sue. Oh, Suzanne Jackson's in the studio with us today.
If you think you're...
Bear by fucking Vogue. Do you know what I mean? Just naming brands. All right, San Popé, Tropez. Do you know what I mean? Dublin. Let's go.
So I end up getting mastitis and the public health nurse tells us to get cabbage leaves to help with the inflammation, apparently in old wives' tale. And the next day my partner comes back from Dunn's, all happy with himself, with potato and cabbage gratin. And I'm just looking at him like, are you for real?
Okay, so are you aware of what mastitis is?
No.
Oh, you can't go, it's when you're allergic to mass. Brilliant. No, it's not. You're fired. Thought of that in the car.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
That's very good. Go on.
mastitis is a swelling of breast tissue.
Okay.
And there's something about cabbage with, let me just Google it, because there's something about cabbage with mastitis. So, does cabbage help with swelling? The use of cold compress or cold cabbage leaves to lessen breast swelling. So you think you put the cabbage leaves on the tits?
The breast tissue.
The breasts, sorry.
Okay. The tits.
Sorry, doctor. Chief gynae of the rotunda, like.
Move on, Mark, please.
Nevertheless, never the breasts. This husband brings in potato and cabbage gratin.
Unbelievable.
Just good stuff.
Probably about as useful as cabbage leaves.
He is the cabbage. There's only one cabbage in this scenario, and it's Graham, who's nipped off to Donnybrook Fair, has been distracted by doing an accumulator and wondering what time he can, wet the baby's beak, and has got, the gratin, that's expensive, $7.95, that'll do. And there's like a minted butter in it as well, so that'll help the chafing. Let's stop talking about nipples. Let's go.
Okay.
My son was 5 weeks old. I was breastfeeding him. It was the middle of the night. Woke up. Now, bear in mind, I was sleeping in a single bed in my parents' house at the time. Woke up, fed him, laid him on my chest to kind of pat him back to sleep, and obviously fell back to sleep myself. Woke up to a thud and realised I had rolled over and rolled my child onto the floor.
Good stuff.
Thankfully, I was a messy bitch. She was only 5 weeks old. I was so behind on washing and cleaning and stuff that my floor had become what I affectionately call it, a floor drobe. So it was absolutely chocked full of clothes. So he fell, thud onto the pile of clothes, did not wake up, picked him up by the back of the baby girl.
Brilliant.
Checked him over
Like a
while
cat.
he was still asleep, and popped him back in the crib and went back to sleep. Oh, I laugh now, but I'm like, he could have been knocked out, but he wasn't. He's 14 now. He's fine.
Sort of like lifting them up like a delivery driver when they've gotten the wrong house. And you answer the door and you're like, hello? And they're like, Michelle? And you're like, no. And he just lifts up the tandoori chicken and is like looking at the bag to try and see the receipt. Do you know what I mean? Michelle, number 48?
Yeah.
Goodview Park? No. She's next door. So...
Oh, I feel like a lot of people probably do drop their kid once and get away with it.
What I like about this is the honesty.
Yeah.
Because lots of parents are writing in stuff that isn't really that bad. They're like, oh my God, I felt so bad. We forgot to give Senan his Latin classes. Do you know what I mean? I don't want that. I want the real shit.
I rolled on my child. And
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want. I want, I sort of Rikishi'd my child in the bed. one for the wrestling fans out there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, huge knowledge. Go on, Rikishi. I think he died last year.
No, Rikishi's still going.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, yeah.
But that, I want the honesty. Do you know what I mean?
I'm totally with you.
I've been spending time on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like looking up, trying to get like, how to become a father. Do you know what I mean? Like tips for new fathers. One of these YouTube short videos comes up and it was like this English guy is like, guide for young men in their 30s. I was like, perfect. This is me. My name's Rylan. Rylan, his name was. My name's Rylan. I'm 26. And I was like, great. Okay. Probably I'm a little bit older than him, but maybe he's got some tips.
Sure.
As a father of 5, good stuff. I'm gone. I'll take my chances, Rylan. As a father of 5 at 26, don't care. Mental. I don't care who comes from me. No. Use a crisp packet and elastic band at that stage, mate. Out the window, under the bed, into a sock. Do you know what I mean? I do not care.
How are you, Mark? My other half would have quite a high sex drive, and I don't know what it is about me having babies, but it drives me wild. But anyway, I was in the hospital on baby number 3, and he came in anyway to see me. It was probably 2 or 3 days after I'd had the baby. Came into the bed beside me, and of course was looking for this, that, and the other. So I said, right, and now tug will be the height of it.
Oh.
And anyway, he stands up out of the bed, looking out the window as I'm tugging away.
No.
That's it, really.
What? That's not a story about making a mistake as a parent.
That's making a mistake with your partner.
It's 2 horny bastards. Horny horse face, donkey face, whatever, fanny lip. Sorry? I almost want to play that again. She's in hospital.
After the 3rd child.
Okay, so it's Ryland's missus. Alan comes in, all that love, give us a fucking tug. Have you had your saying sauce yet? I wouldn't mind a tug. The tug. Calling it a tug.
The tug is awful.
Tug is the most mechanical description. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can just imagine her going at it like she's trying to shake chips around in an air fryer. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of movement.
Just him staring out the window as well.
But sorry, I love the way she comes in. He came in, he was looking for this, that and the other. Like it's like he's coming into a sweet shop. I'll have some licorice all sorts. I'll have some of those rhubarb bonbons because it's the 1910.
Of course.
You know, and a sherbet twist. And what time that bloody cholera going to be coming down? Like, do you know what I mean?
And a tug for good measure.
Yeah. So I gave him a tug. This is just complete slop. Surely there's no sex happening that quickly after the baby's born.
No way.
Like.
No, absolutely not.
Also, in the cubicle. I hope she went private. I hope she had a private cubicle.
Just the parents of grandparents of other kids coming in with balloons.
Literally, like this poor Indian family next door. Just been like, what is it with this country? Sorry, that's actually another thing I'm going to say.
Go on.
Hospitals having pay and display fucking parking is just criminal.
Yeah,
it's absolutely criminal.
Absolutely.
Particular hospitals are just the money they must be making in the millions.
Yeah,
I can't. Oh, it actually gets me too angry to even think about.
When I was in college last year in a hospital, it was €15 to park for 3 hours.
Okay, but let's just remember you.
No, but
you're not a doctor.
It's not what was me. I'm just saying it's as expensive as the city centre.
Yeah, but I'm
not feeling sorry for myself.
But I feel like you're also pushing the agenda here for people to think that you've got some sort of medical background. You are as much of a doctor as a tree surgeon is. Do you know what I mean?
More of a doctor than you.
If you ever. Play the fucking music.
Okay.
You've worked hard since you arrived in the city, gained loads of experience, developed your skills. Everywhere you look, you see something you helped build. But now, you're looking to the future. And maybe you're thinking about where you come from. In Ireland, we need planners, carpenters, plumbers, roofers, engineers, architects, site managers, and more. We need you, with all your skills and knowledge, to help us build thousands of homes. You've built the world. Now come back and build the home that built you. For more information, visit gov.ie/Building Ireland. Brought to you by the Government of Ireland.
Guys, I hope you're enjoying the weekly roast. This is my favourite time of the week, and I thoroughly enjoy sitting here talking to you. So, before we continue, I just want to say thanks a million for listening again. And if you haven't yet, please click follow or subscribe wherever you are listening currently. Do me a favour, follow myself on Instagram at Megan Mark, and follow, my sidekick, my full-time producer, closest confidant, well, top 5. He was top 10 last year, but he's up to the top 5 now. And also the person who I will be giving away at his own wedding. No, I will be giving you away, but I am the
officiant,
the celebrant of his wedding next June in Portugal.
No accents.
Still have to pay for my own flights, which riddle me that, my friends. Oh, Mark, we would like to benefit of your social media profile for our... No, I'm joking. That is just so... Mark, we'd like 3 stories and a reel of our wedding day, and we'd like a boost or a bit of a burst of activity. Anyway, sorry, I'm losing the plot here. Thank you so much for listening. This next part of the show is mostly about men making mistakes, which of course we're all more than familiar with. Now, I do have to say this one, which of course we're not going to include in the show because it's not actually remotely funny, but a woman messaged me this morning and she said this, okay? Read it. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
My husband cheated on me with the midwife that delivered our baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm not proud of myself, obviously, but of course I had to reply saying, was it a midwife crisis? So, still waiting for her to come back to me on that one. She's been blue ticked, so She's probably busy. Just dropping the kids off.
Crying.
Dropping the kids off, obviously. Single parent, so no, you can't. You
God.
fucking can't.
No,
anyway,
no.
I'm joking, but isn't that the most shocking thing you've ever heard?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
People are dirty. Yeah. So, look, guys, men make mistakes, such as me making some of those gags. They were probably mistakes. No harm was meant. Also, I do owe an apology, actually.
Okay.
Here's a formal apology, because I usually, as my whole belief system when it comes to comedy is subject versus target. Okay,
Yes.
I don't believe that there's anything you can't joke about or talk about in comedy, but it's all dependent on who the target of the joke is.
I'm with you.
And somebody, when I worked in the BBC years ago in BBC Comedy, Shane Allen, the head of comedy, said that he was always like subject versus target. Look at who don't forget who the subject of the joke is, focus on who the target is, and that's the way to ascertain whether or not something is mean-spirited.
Okay.
However, somebody contacted me last week and she said, Mark, I'm a huge fan of the podcast. I've been listening since the start, blah, blah, blah. However, in recent weeks, you have made several jokes around stroke victims.
Okay.
And I am a young person who has survived a stroke, and there are many of my friends who are also stroke survivors. You'd assume they met afterwards.
Yes.
Otherwise, there needs to be an investigation.
Is this part of the apology?
No, it's not okay. Yeah, sorry. He's already.
He can't help himself.
He can't help it. So it was, anyway, she said, listen, you've been making a couple of jokes about stroke, victims of stroke, and I just think you should rethink it. And she's fucking dead right.
Okay.
So I apologise. I've been using the term like a post-stroke, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's insensitive, it's unfair, and I'm very sorry.
Good man.
So there you go.
Fair play.
So, on y va.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, so basically, I cleaned the toilet, cleaned the bathroom and the toilet that day. Unless the cloth on the radiator, because I always dry them before I put them in the wash, and sent himself upstairs to get the child cleaned before bed, and told him to use a face cloth, and came into the bathroom a little bit later and screamed and said, what the hell are you using that for? I used it to clean the toilets. And he said, oh, I didn't know. I just seen it on the rad there and just thought it was like clean. But like had wet it, gone and put it under the warm tap and didn't even smell the bleach or the cleaning product or anything. And just proceeded to wipe the child's face and arse. And not sure in what order.
I mean,
usually the men within the, the voice notes we receive are the pigs of the story. I don't think he's done anything wrong here.
I think it's a very straightforward mistake. And if you're putting something, for me, it's like if you're putting something that is a danger to anybody, anywhere, let the people know.
Yeah, but
did you just drink that cyanide that was in the fridge in the Sunny Delight bottle, you dirty bastard? Quick!
You're a terrible father.
The allies are coming. Do you know what I mean? Hitler, cyanide, so just historical gags. Nevertheless. Do you know what I mean, though?
I'm totally with you.
What do you mean you with the... just more cyanide gags.
Yeah. You have used rags that you intend to wash. Why are you leaving them out?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Like, look, you've got your handbags and your glad rags.
Yeah.
That's your...
Yeah, with you.
Stereophonics, they sort of disappeared, didn't they?
Yeah, I suppose they did.
Lead singer. I think his name's Kelly.
Really?
Yep.
No, Kelly is... Silent Alarm Block Party.
Nope, there can be more than one person called Kelly, my friend.
Oh.
I think the lead singer of Stereophonics is called Kerry. Kelly. Good stuff.
Makes raspberry tarts and yoga.
I'm actually not. Kerry didn't make it was Jane. So just get your facts straight.
Pedantic.
Anyway,
for fuck's sake, come on.
I don't think the husband's massively to blame there.
No, and he's getting involved. He's looking after the baby.
He's doing his best.
Grabbed a rag.
Also, bums can, bums can withstand a lot, Lord knows.
Yeah.
Literally, Lord knows. Lord Michael knows.
Yeah.
Speaking of bums, I'm going to play a little one for you now.
Okay.
Hey Mark, how are you? I just wanted to let you know, when we had our first son, we lived in Canada and we had him the first week of COVID. And when I say I hadn't a clue about babies or changing nappies or just general how to be a mother, so total shock to the system. And I was changing his nappy one day and I was convinced he had a second asshole. And because it was COVID, unless it was life or death, we were advised not to go near the hospitals for obvious reasons. So I took a picture of my son's ass and sent an email to the doctor who had just delivered him the week before and asked him if my son had a second arsehole. As you can imagine, it wasn't. It was a dimple, and thankfully. And so he got a good laugh out of it and gave me a call and told me to relax.
Which I know the most insane part of this whole thing. She then follows up and goes, I still have the picture if you want to see it.
No, she doesn't.
No, I'm strangely enough, miraculously enough, of a Monday morn, I'm fine to see a strange infant's 2 anuses. I wouldn't mind my hard drives not being confiscated in 2025. Yeah, bang it over there. Actually, maybe not in the Instagram. Let's set up a WeChat. Let's do it on fucking...
Do you have Kick?
Do you know what I mean? Oh, let me just get the old BlackBerry that I have in the attic. I'll meet you in a public park near the playing fields if you could print them out.
Oh my God.
There's a ring of us. Do you know what I mean? I'm okay for the pic of your child's bum or perceived bum.
Bums.
People are just absolute loons. One woman sent me a message last night and she goes, it's going to be the most beautiful time of your life, especially if you've any loved ones gone who've died already. I go, sorry? What does that mean? I just couldn't resist. Like, most times I don't bite on the loons.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do. I was like, what do you mean? Especially if you've any loved ones who've died. And she goes, in the first few weeks of your child's birth, that's when the ghosts of your family loved ones appear.
Oh,
Brilliant.
no.
Brilliant. Casper the Friendly fucking roast. Are you honestly outside your mind, like? She's one of those people who, do you remember in the 90s? Whenever your phone would ring in the car,
yeah,
and the radio go, and some people are like, that's a ghost. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a ghost, Maureen. And if it is a ghost, by the way, why would a ghost or a ghoul only be conjured up by the tune of fucking hurdy-gurdy on the Nokia 3210? That's me. Sorry, lads. Be back for a second. I'm off to Poltergeist, my old grandson. He's got 2 arseholes. I'm going to creep out of one of them in the middle of the night when he has to do a shite. What do people take these ghosts and ghouls for? If you're a fucking ghoul, okay?
Yeah.
You're not going to go, yeah, no, I'm off now. I don't have a shift till later. I'm just waiting for the bell to ring. What is your bell, as a matter of interest, to start work? It's Crazy Frog during a funeral. So, ooh, do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Anyway, I don't want to see your child's bums.
No.
Hi, we're in bums. No. Don't need to bring Sophie Morris into it.
Leave her alone.
We're in bums. And these are the bums I was telling you about. Look at the bums. If you look closely, they're dimples. That's just... I don't even know where this has gone. We've completely lost it. Do you remember that ringtone?
Oh.
My husband was doing a night feed in the very early days and hadn't realised that the baby had punamied all up her back and was trying to burp her and said that he noticed like that his hand was a little bit wet or something. He couldn't understand what was going on. His eyes were closed. He's like basically half asleep, just trying to get this burp out so he can get back to bed. And then basically realizes, wait, no, my hand shouldn't be wet. And then instantly gets the smell, opens his eyes and then realizes that he had basically been marinating the poor child in poop.
Okay. I think that's an easy enough mistake.
Yeah, you're sleep deprived. I get that.
Like, that doesn't blow me away.
No.
In terms of the poo stuff, I think you just have to get used to the poo.
Yeah.
Sort of like if you go on holidays to Egypt, you know what I mean? Genuinely. Somebody told me that.
What?
They said there's a lot of poo in Egypt.
There's a lot of poo in Egypt. There's a lot of poo everywhere.
Tutankhamun, brilliant. It's not even a gag. That is not, like, that is a delete your comedy career. It's
You're
over.
getting the dad jokes in, though.
Yeah?
Do you think you'll steer into that? Like, what Like, will you be a zany dad, a cool dad? How do you see yourself?
I see myself as wanting to be sort of like, cool guy, dad bod. Incidentally, I've had the dad bod since I was 14. But I would like to consider myself to be a cool sort of dad, trendy, but that won't be the case.
Okay, what do you think will?
Well, I think it massively depends on the genre.
Okay, yeah.
If it's a girl, people say that I make very good girl dad.
Okay.
But I don't know what a girl dad is. Or a boy dad, I don't know.
Would you see yourself like, whether boy or girl, like if they're into sports, would you become the coach or would you more be like the reserve sideline type?
If our child hasn't won a Golden Globe by the age of their communion, what has any of this been worth? Myself and Darren are only together for the sole reason of coagulating the two gene pools and creating a child that is sort of a mixture, a concoction, a comedy concoction of her and myself, aka the world's most annoying child, but hopefully precocious enough to be shortlisted for an Oscar earlier than Saoirse.
So Billy Barry, like within the first 12 months.
I would be going straight to RADA. I've already been in touch. I want our child to be like,
Yeah, Lear for play school.
That's it. I want him or her to be just...
So you're not putting any expectations on them, obviously.
Well, they don't really have a say in the matter. I'm joking. No, I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea. It's one of those ones that you don't like getting sober. You have no idea what it's going to entail, and any preconceptions that you have of what it's going to feel like or be like or by the way, evolve is always wrong. Like the sobriety that I have today, for instance, is a world apart from what I had this day last year.
Totally.
Which is a world apart from what I had the year before.
Yeah.
And that's why eventually you just go, Grant, I have no idea how I'm going to feel, but I know that the wider sort of on a macro level, I'm comfortable in this space.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Ifta by 10.
If you think that he or she is only worthy of a fucking ifta. Like, by the way, if I don't get a fucking ifta for Belfast, the city where the biggest ship drank from the sea, but the city actually sank before me. The city sinks deeper than any Titanic. One of the loneliest old places you can see on the planet. You think the W.H. Harlan Wolf, they did the damage? Just look around the streets, man. I can barely even stand it. Belfast. There you go. Better than Jamie Dornan's version.
How's it Guinness season
Which is
2?
just a Van Morrison fucking music video, by the way. I don't care. It was dog shit. Oh, did you see Belfast? No, it was just a black and white Insta story with Van Morrison to the background.
I liked it.
It was so stunningly banal and boring. So that's... Where are we with this?
I don't know.
Let's just go.
Bit of positivity, please.
I love all of us.
Belfast. Okay. Excuse me.
So my friend usually collected their baby from the creche, but she was late at work one day and her husband decided to collect the little one. He was about 10 months old. Anyway, handed out the door of the creche and he was so tired he just stuck the baby in the seat and off he went. And like she got home from work, she was like, that's the wrong baby. The other baby, as in their baby, hadn't been collected yet, so another parent hadn't realised. So, quickly rang the creche and there was 2 girls working in the room who were like, oh my God, yeah, wrong baby. So they had the wrong baby for about 30 or 40 minutes before anyone kind of copped. Yep, what can you do?
She said the word baby there more times than like a creep guy on Facebook messaging a strange, from the other side of the world, messaging a strange, jogging influencer.
That's so neat but amazing.
Hey baby, how you doing, baby? You need friend, baby? Do you know what I mean? Bringing home the wrong baby.
My auntie did it.
Did she?
From the airport. She left her 2-year-old child in the airport for like an hour and a half.
And brought home a different baby?
No, she thought the husband had him and the husband thought vice versa. It was their 4th kid, so they'd they'd stopped caring.
Yeah.
An hour and a half in the airport. He was found by airport police just wandering the arrivals.
I've always wondered, I used to have that thing of like, what would happen if you just let a baby, like 2 or 3, if you just let them off with a GoPro? But you know what I mean? Like, if it was safe and like...
Become a vlogger.
Yeah, but within an hour, they'd be like, what's up, guys? Like, day 1, it would be like them looking around going, what is this? And then day 2, it'd be like, just like focusing on the shots. Day 3, it'd be doing duck face. Day 4, it'd be like, yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sucking tits and going for some naps. Do you know what I mean? I feel like forgetting your child is definitely tier 1 as a new parent.
Yeah.
I got one on my Instagram yesterday I want to read out to you.
Okay.
Just to hear your opinion on it. Because this one, we do get a colourful array of replies to the podcast.
To say the least.
And sort of, I get it on my Instagram as well. This stopped me in my tracks.
Okay.
And it does take a lot to stop me in my tracks.
Yeah.
My biggest mistake as a new parent was riding a chunk cock from Crumlin who legged it 2 years later. Prick. Chunk cock. Have you ever heard the term? Has any listener, gay or straight, ever heard the term chunk cock before? Because that is so visceral and an assault on the senses to hear. I feel punished. I feel like I've been molested by the sounds of those 2 words.
That's the most vile analogy or...
Like, I need a hot cup of tea and distance from the phone. After my biggest mistake was riding the chunk cock from Crumlin, who legged it 2 years later. And then she said prick, but she put the asterisk or RIC in prick, just in case we're offended by the word prick.
Yeah.
I'd be blurring out chunk cock if I was you.
That's the profanity.
That is the most offensive 2 words that I've ever heard in my life. Good God. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the weekly roast. We are about to enter the final fantastical and absurd furlong that is part 3 of the roast of new parents' mistakes. However, before we continue, I got a suggestion from somebody on Instagram last night.
Okay.
She said, so she thoroughly enjoyed whenever we did the review of Jane's raspberry tarts.
Okay.
And she said, I'm here baking, listening to your podcast, and I was wondering, would I be able to send you some of my baked goods and you could review those? And then she said, would you consider doing a weekly segment of the podcast that is us reviewing listeners' like food?
Absolutely.
We could do some form of like national search for the best home baker.
That is such a shout. Amazing.
What do you think?
Yeah, obviously. I'm so down.
So if you're listening and you think that's a good idea, let me know. We could do it basically, I think, if we were to start next week. What date is today? The 6th of October. Mm-hmm. If we were to start next week, we could do it every week until Christmas.
Amazing.
Have a different person, and then the winner gets like an unbelievable prize, like £1,000 or a holiday or something mental.
100%.
Okay.
Love it.
2 concerns.
Okay.
A, how do we stop people from poisoning us?
Roll the dice.
Do you roll the dice?
Yeah, big time. We'll be fine.
And then also
I'll get sick anyway. So
well, you see this thing, because I still want to do the mystery mix, mystery meals thing in the roast mortem also.
Yeah.
Wherein I give mystery mix, mystery. Maybe we could include the food review thing as part of this, and then I'll do mystery mix, mystery meals in the roast mortem. Wherein that's when I give Michael something like ludicrously spicy or fishy or creamy or what have you.
I need to redeem myself.
You do need to redeem yourself. If you're at home now and if you bake or cook and you would like your dish to be roasted, or it could be like review or roast. Roast or review or something like that.
Roast.
Roast the roast. But then it would have to be a roast. No, I think we need to keep it open to baked goods.
Roast the roast food. Anyway.
And also baked goods will travel easier.
Yes.
If anybody has any ideas about the mechanism of how we can make this work, let me know. But it could be like the quest for Ireland's best home baker or something like that.
Love it.
Okie doke. Now let's get into some real slop. It's the final section. Let's go.
Hi, Mark. So my mother-in-law was kindly babysitting my 9-month-old daughter for a few hours. So when I left, I said there was bottles and some jars of baby food in the fridge. When I returned, she said, she's been fine, but she didn't really like that dinner that you left her. I got about half of it into her, tasted it myself. It was quite bitter. So I went to the fridge anyway and realised that she had given her, or tried to give her, a jar of tomato pesto. So we had a good laugh about it anyway. My daughter's now 12, doesn't like tomatoes. I wonder, is that why?
Cheers, Nonna. Back to Firenze, please. Back to Milan. Back to Sicily. How it? Yeah, no, she's fine. The daughter, she's never really had any. She's never really never been any issues or anything from it as a result. Really, yeah. How's the daughter getting on? Ciao, Bella. Living in a thigh. Do you know what I mean? Her name's Bridget. She's 14 in Selbridge, going to school like I do the understand. Basically Italian.
Yes.
Do you know what I never knew?
Go on.
Pesto has about 70 fucking million calories in it.
It is loaded.
I never knew.
Yeah.
Until recently, I was like, we'll just do something simple. Pesto for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
There and go down to the shops, but, you know.
Run.
It's insanely calorific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just oil.
I mean, it's all it's a magic meal at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, hey, pesto.
Good man.
Brilliant.
Good man. I am enjoying the dad jokes.
The dad jokes are only going to get worse.
Lean into them.
Yeah.
Lean into them.
Let's go.
In the late 1980s, my friend's mum, she'd had a number of kids at that stage and didn't want any more, I suppose. Yeah. And she went to the doctor and asked for contraception, and she got pregnant like another 4 times after, and the doctor, you know, sat her down and was saying like, what's going wrong, like how is this happening? And it turned out that she hadn't been taking it orally, as in via the mouth, but inserting it in her cavity, I might want to say. But she had like another 4 pregnancies before the doctor figured out that she didn't understand how to read the label.
No.
God love her.
Sorry. Cavity. You can't call it a cavity. That is so just disrespectful. You can't call the minge a cavity. There are nicer words for the minge. I'm sorry, I can't even continue that. It's so foul.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my God. There was no education though.
There wasn't.
We didn't, sorry, in my school, we never received sexual education.
We had in 4th year a celibacy group come into us, and they showed us like fetuses at different sizes, and they just tried to terrify us into never having sex.
We never had it. It was discontinued the year my brother was in school, 2 years ahead of me. Really? And because they were all just asking stupid questions.
Yeah.
Well, what happens if a horse would have sex with a mouse? Do you know what I mean? Stupid. Completely inane. And that was the end of sex education in our school.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do feel bad, but again, like there's no point in laughing at the ignorant. She didn't know any better, and she was trying her best. Yeah. So
I do kind of like, or you'd miss the bigger families of the 80s and 90s.
You would if you were, yeah.
Like, do you have an idea of ideally how many kids you'd like to have?
I would rather not answer that on record, but yeah, I suppose I do.
Yeah.
I do. But I think, again, it's easy to make plans now.
Oh, totally.
You know, it's very easy to say, I'd like to have X, and it's like, okay, let's see how you manage one first, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, well, like, I don't know, I just can't imagine being 10 years sober. Mark, you need to get to like 6 weeks sober first before you, imagine when I'm 10 years sober and I'm in Italy with my wife, will I not be able to have a glass of Valpolicella? Mark, you're 2 weeks, so let's focus on getting through the first year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's sort of my approach. But also, I want to talk about another one that I got.
Okay.
Hubby stripped down entirely under gown for birth. Okay?
Yeah. Solidarity.
Bum out for whole thing. Which is just absurd. Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson levels. And then here comes the kicker. So bum out for whole thing, farting, etc. etc. What else is he doing? What else is the ass doing in this scenario? Etc. There's only one stop left on the fecal journey after farting, and it's not a good one.
No.
It's a dead end.
There's no coming back from it.
Farting, etc. Like, what else?
Yeah.
What else is the ass doing? Is he literally shitting on the floor of the labour ward? But also, bum out for whole thing, farting. Is this man just an animal, like livestock?
He's a flasher.
Somebody needs to come in and just go, Dermot, tie up that fucking smock, please.
You're a disgrace.
You're a disgrace. Even mid-labour, you're you know what I mean? This is bananas. People are so insane. I also got a woman giving out to me saying that we shouldn't be using buggies.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. What's the story there?
My mistake is nearly falling for Western consumerist propaganda like buggies. Wake up, for fuck's sake. I did not realise that buggy. But also, get a fucking job, will you? Do something with your life. If this is... You should not be... the fortress of your mind should not be preoccupied with such inane nonsense as to how other parents chaperone their children. You absolute moron, like.
Also, the idea that there's some big agenda. You know, the Rothschilds aren't, trying to get into big buggies.
The Anunnaki. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God. If you look at the dollar bill, it's always the dollar bill.
Always.
Oh yeah, if you look at the dollar bill and zoom in, I don't need to. And also, if you were part of the most exclusive club and cult in the world that was secretly controlling the universe, guys, we should reveal our secrets on the dollar bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just to keep these people guessing. Do you know what I mean?
Probably the most common piece of legal tender in the world.
Yeah. We should probably get an eye above the pyramid just to show people that we're watching them. Yeah. And I think we should make sure that our secrets aren't able to be investigated by like the greatest academic minds or, business minds or legal minds. I would like a 24-year-old stoner with Dorito stained fingertips and who averages 6 to 8 wanks a day. I'd like him to crack the case. Yeah. A guy who smokes more hash than Robert Marley in 1978. Do you know what I mean? A guy who thinks he has a personal relationship with Emily Ratajkowski given the amount of times that he's been on her holiday picture albums. Yeah. So, not naming any names. Mr. Remake, let's go.
No.
Let's go.
So, I thought I'd send this in for the new parents' mistake. So, after I had my baby in the hospital, when you have a C-section, or maybe when you don't as well, I'm not sure. But afterwards, they want to make sure that you've been able to go to the toilet and pass urine. So they give you this like big massive bowl thing, and they say to measure your urine outtake. So I drank like loads of water or whatever, went into the toilet and peed in this big bowl. So I took the big bowl and I walked down to the nurse's station and I sloshed the whole thing up onto the nurse's desk. And I was like, there you go. I don't know what it was, 600 mils or whatever. And she was like, oh, thanks. You just had to tell us that you did that much. You didn't actually have to show us. So I was rightly mortified after showing the whole ward and nurses my piss bowl. And that's just one of the many things I've done wrong as a...
I don't think this is that embarrassing.
I feel very bad for her. Like, you have a lot going on.
On the spectrum of things that are embarrassing, this isn't that bad. Particularly in a labour ward, they've seen it all.
Yeah, totally.
They've seen it all.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
You're literally like, you're dealing with the fact mentally you now have a life you need to look after. You're not going to like know the specifics about where the pee bowl has to go.
I wouldn't use the words or the verb sloshed.
Yeah.
Sloshed, like the droplets flecking. It's like, I've told you this. Have I told you this story before? My cousin, when we were in school, she was a couple of years older than me and she went to a free gaff, and there was this buffoon a couple of years ahead of me who used to take his willy out at parties, right? Well, he wasn't a couple of years ahead of me. He was a teacher, but no, he wasn't. This idiot, a couple of years ahead of me, right? He used to take his willy out at free gaffs, and this was a trend that went around my school, the sort of behemoth of ignorance, where you take your willy out and then you go to somebody, do you know what time it is? And they go, I think it's like 5, and you go, it's willy time, and then they'd shake their willy around and start doing helicopters, right? Just genuinely the most staggeringly thick way of imbeciles, like literal imbeciles, you know? So my cousin was at this free gaff and she went into the kitchen, and this guy who was there, and she was like, all right, Davey, and he was like, do you know what time it is? And she was like, I think it's 8:30. And he goes, oh, it's willy time. And he takes his willy out and he starts whapping it around the helicopter. As he's doing it, she just feels a singular droplet hit her on her upper lip.
Oh my God, no.
So good stuff. It's time to leave, I think. Forget willy time. It's time for me to leave here. The bowl of pee isn't that embarrassing.
No, it's not.
There are more things to be embarrassed about in this day and age.
Yeah, totally.
clicking into somebody's Instagram story when it's only been up for 23 seconds.
Yes.
You feel like such a pervert.
Yeah, you do.
I feel like DMing them going, no, I'm not that eager. I don't care. I don't actually care. You bore me. Why is that?
Rather than, I don't care, you bore me. Why?
Yeah, I'm not interested in this content. I accidentally clicking into somebody's story when it's only been up for 23 seconds. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I know they've seen. I now know that they've seen. I wish they could unsee this. I wish you could all unsee this.
Nobody's watching.
Oh, anyway, Darren, do you know what time it is?
It's Willy time.
It's Willy time. It has been Willy time.
Yeah.
That's why we're in this position. We've had the Willy time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
Willy time is over.
The next time you hear from me, no, it won't be the next time you hear from me. Okay, I think we should just play the music and I'll see you. Let me know if you want the bakery roast, the quest for Ireland's greatest home baker.
Yes.
And what else? Any other news?
No, we're looking forward to this big announcement.
Big announcement. I hope it's probably not going to be before a baby, but all I'll say is it's huge.
It's very exciting.
Let's go.
Mark Megan's Weekly Roast. Proudly supported by Cialis for Men. Struggling with erectile dysfunction? It's nothing to be ashamed of. Cialis for Men 10mg film-coated tablets, which contains tadalafil, is now available without prescription. Just a quick, discreet chat with your pharmacist, in person or online, can help. Find it at pharmacies nationwide or visit www.cialisformen.ie for more details. To be taken at least 30 minutes prior to anticipated sexual activity. Always read the label.
GoLoud. Sounds better with us.
You've worked hard since you arrived in the city, gained loads of experience, developed your skills. Everywhere you look, you see something you helped build. But now, you're looking to the future. And maybe you're thinking about where you come from. In Ireland, we need planners, carpenters, plumbers, roofers, engineers, architects, site managers, and more. We need you, with all your skills and knowledge, to help us build thousands of homes. You've built the world. Now come back and build the home that built you. For more information, visit gov.ie/Building Ireland. Brought to you by the Government of Ireland.